Sunbeam galloped across the little canyon, her gold hooves kicking up a cloud of purple dust behind them. As the cold wind rifled through Cressida's hair, she closed her eyes and smiled. There was nothing in the world better than riding a unicorn, she decided. Sunbeam stopped on the other side of the canyon, right in front of Corinne, Claude, Carl, and Callie. Callie glanced at Cressida, who looked with a look of panic. Cressida smiled with reassuring at the nervous cactus slid off Sunbeam's back, walked over to Callie and leaned as close to Callie's ears as she could. "I have an idea for how to get your flower to open," Cressida whispered, "but we'll need the dunes to help us. Could I have your permission to tell the other cacti and the dunes what happened?" Kelly took a deep breath and said with a wavering voice, "If we need to tell everyone, I'd like to do it myself." "That's very brave," Cressida replied. Kelly took another deep breath. She looked at Corinne, Claude, and Carl, and then she looked down at the six purple sand dunes. "Danny, Denise, Darrow, Doris, Dave, and Devin, I have something important to say," she announced. The cacti, who was whispering among themselves, stopped their conversation and looked up. But the dunes frowned and closed their eyes and began to slide away. Then Danny yelled, "We're not talking to the cacti until they admit they're holding a yellow sapphire. On purpose." "We don't have it, you do," Cloud snarled back. "You are just jealous that we have flowers and you don't. You're hiding it on purpose so we can't open our flowers." "That's ridiculous," Darrow snorted. "You're just jealous that we can slide around and you are rooted to the ground." Soon all the cacti and all the dunes were screaming. Cressida covered her ears. Sunbeam winked and reared up, trying to get everyone to be quiet, but the cacti and dunes only yelled louder. Cressida bent down, plucked a blade of purple grass, put it between her thumbs, and blew as hard as she could. The grass made a high, whistling noise. Finally all the cacti and all the dunes fell silent. The ruler of the Glitter Canyon, "I command you to listen while Kali speaks," Sunbeam said. The dunes closed their sandy purple mouths. The cacti shut their bluish-purple prickly lips. Sunbeam looked at Kali. "Go ahead," she said. "Well," Kali said, "I think the yellow sapphire is stuck in one of my flowers." Doris muttered, "I knew it." Kali continued, "I promise I haven't been holding it there on purpose. It landed there when the wizard lizard cast his spell, and then my flower closed and I couldn't open it. I was afraid to say anything because I didn't want to make the fight between the dunes and the cacti worse. I'm sorry for not telling you sooner. I didn't know what to do." The dunes grumbled among themselves, but Cressida could tell they felt less angry. They could hear in Kelly's voice that she was telling the truth. She wasn't hiding the yellow sapphire on purpose, and she wanted to get it out of her flower and back on Sunbeam's necklace as quickly as possible. Finally Danny said, "We are sorry we said all those mean things to you. We just felt frustrated." "I'm cold," said Darrow. "I'm always mean and cranky when I'm cold." Corinne laughed. "Me too," she said. "Yes, me too," Claude and Carl added. There was a long silence and Cressida held her breath. Danny cleared his throat. "Friends again?" he asked. "Yes, friends again," Corinne said. When all the dunes and all the cacti smiled and cheered, Cressida exhaled. She felt a warm, full feeling in her heart. "I feel much better now," Kelly said. Then she looked at Cressida. "But I'm still really cold." Didn't you say you have a plan to get my flower to open? I sure do, Cressida said. For my plan to work, we all have to work together. Are you ready? They all nodded. Great, Cressida said. First, I need all the dunes to get in a circle around Kali and lie as flat as possible. The dunes looked puzzled, but they slid over to Kali and arranged themselves in a tight circle. They flattened and closed their eyes and mouths. Perfect, Cressida said. When I yelled up, I need you to get as tall as possible, so tall that you are like a wall around Kali. And I need you to stay like that until I yell got it. Can you do that? Yes, Danny, Dennis, Daryl, Doris, Dave, and Devin all said in unison. Fantastic, Cressida said. When she looked at Sunbeam, would you mind standing right here? Cressida pointed to the sand behind Danny. If it's okay with you, I need you to sit on your back. Sure, Sunbeam said, looking confused as she walked over to Danny. Cressida winked at Sunbeam and smiled reassuringly at Kelly. And then she pulled the wrangleberry from her pocket and picked out a handful of seeds. She placed a seed on Danny's forehead and another one few inches on his nose. She kept putting down wrangleberry seeds until she had enough trail leading across Danny and right up to Callie. Then, in front of Callie's closed flower, she left a pile of seeds. Cressida ran over to Sunbeam, climbed onto her back, and whispered, Now we just have to wait. Soon enough, a flame bite, running and shrieking, found the first seed Cressida had placed on the ground. He crouched down, popped the seed into its mouth, then moved to the next seed, and then the next seed, and then closer and closer to Callie. When it found the pile of seeds right in front of Callie, it began cramming them into its mouth. Up, Cressida called out. The dunes rose up as high as they could, surrounding Callie, and the flame bite with a high sandy wall. In the flame bite's heat, all could and light, Cressida noticed Callie's flower had started to open just a little bit. Her plan was working. When the flame bite gobbled the last of the seed, it began to shrink and run in circles, trying to get away, but the dunes were too steep, and it was trapped right in front of Callie. Cressida watched as Callie's flowers kept slowly opening. The dunes panted and panted. How much longer? Dave and David groaned. Cressida looked at Callie's flowers. It was halfway open. You're doing an amazing job, she yelled out. Just a little longer. You can do it. Flamebite screeched even more frantically. Cressida pushed her hands into her pocket, and to her relief she found several more seeds that had fallen out of the wrangleberry. She tossed them right in front of Callie, and then a flamebite stuffed them greedily into its mouth. Callie's flower opened a little more, and then a little more. Now Cressida could see the yellow sapphire. If I climb up on your neck, could you please get me as close to Callie's flower as possible? Cressida asked Sunbeam. Of course, Sunbeam said, and she craned her neck towards Callie. Meanwhile, Danny cried, I don't think I can stay like this much longer. You can do it. We are almost there, Cressida exclaimed. She slid onto Sunbeam's neck and leaned forward. Then she reached her left arms towards the yellow sapphire, but when she tried to grab it, her fingertips brushed the gemstone. She wasn't quite close enough. Hold on tight, Sunbeam whispered. Then, with a whinny, Sunbeam reared up onto her hind legs and thrust her front legs and hitched towards Tali's flower. Whoa! Cressida yelled as she reached again for the yellow sapphire. This time she closed her hands around the cold hard gemstone and yelled out guarded. Phew! All six dunes yelled as they flattened to the ground, breathing hard and groaning. The flame bite shrieking and flailing raced away. That was the hardest work I've ever done, Darrow panted. You are telling me, Dennis said, trying to catch her breath. Cressida scooted down Sunbeam's neck and onto her back before she slid to the ground. The yellow sapphire felt smooth and heavy in Cressida's hands, and she opened her fingers to see it up close. It shimmered in her palm. Good job, everyone, Cressida said. That was really hard and you did it. Then she looked over at Sunbeam. Are you ready to get your sapphire back? Sunbeam smiled with excitement and nodded. She bent her neck toward Cressida, and Cressida carefully placed the yellow sapphire in the empty circle in Sunbeam's blue necklace. Suddenly, Sunbeam's horn began to shimmer, and a brilliant ray of light came out from the tip. Sunbeam winked with joy. The sun, bright and yellow, appeared in the sky. Soon it was so warm that Cressida peeled off her yellow jacket and rolled up her sleeves. She fanned herself as she beheld the beauty of the glitter canyon. The sand glittered, the cacti, their petals shining and their flowers opening, unfolded their arms and raised them towards the sky. The shimmering dunes slid and danced. A brilliant blue sky replaced the dim gray one. Thank you, Cressida, Sunbeam said. You've done an amazing job. You worked hard, and that hard work has paid off. I was happy to help, Cressida said, and she meant it. Let's go back to the palace, Sunbeam said. I can't wait to tell my sisters what you did. She knelt down and Cressida climbed onto her back.